relationship and things like that. I tell this to my husband all the time. I used to have a PA named Aggie. Okay. She had worked for me in 2 different companies. She's very loyal. I hired her a second time. The first time I got to know her, she was really hardworking, very young in her, also her early 20s, younger than me. She was a referral. So I hired her and worked out well. First company. And it was a business school. I loved her so much. The second company that I was working on a project was a project management with conglomerate company, and I needed a PA. So I called her up and said, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm looking for a job." "Good. Why don't you? Somebody's going to interview you. Myself and somebody else going to interview you." And she went through the interview process and all that. And then I guess I loved her too. So I said, yeah, she was my pick anyway. So she was my PA. Time's gone by, and she developed this habit. And usually I'm in the office early in the morning until late at night. And her office hours is say 9 to 5, right? Her table is a separate room for me. I have a private room, and then she has her own room, right? So I cannot hear whenever she only intercom me on my phone whenever I have guests or remind me for this appointment, blah, 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 so on and so forth. There are times when she would call me and say, I'm gonna not call in sick. She would call in sick, by the way. She would say, I have a doctor's appointment. I go, okay, tomorrow you're not gonna be here, you're not gonna go to work. That's fine. I have replacement. And it becomes a habit. I noticed this and I'm like, she has doctor's appointment all the time in certain time of the month, right? And we in that company, we also have a policy that you take 2 days off or 3 days off. I'm not sure when for your period. I know it's a company that really loves, like favor to women. It's like when you have a period, I guess you can leave for 3 days. You can take a sick leave, paid leave. So she's been taking them, right? But then again, after she takes that, she calls in sick and she calls me, I can't go to work. And I go, and she left a voice message. I go, okay. This going on for a few months now. So I'm still working, I don't pay attention. I do pay attention, but I'm like, okay, in the back of my head, it's like, okay, she has a problem, maybe at home, house problem, home problem, family problem. She's single. And then, so I said, hey, Aggie, I need to talk to you. And she goes like, yeah, okay. Hey, how's everything? Everything okay? Everything good? She jotted down a reminder, just really casual. And then she went back to her office and she cried. She cried one time. And I go, what's the matter? Oh, nothing. I'm just, can I take take a half day off. That's fine. Go take a half day off. Cut the story short. I call her to my office and I go, look, I'm going to buy you lunch. Let's go for lunch. So I took her out to lunch across the street. There's a hotel called Meridian Hotel, French hotel. I always have my power networking there. Rotary Club, French Rotary Club. I'm the only girl there. But anyway, I took her there. She loves it, the food, because sometimes she bought some snacks for me and things. She loves the food there, she said. So I took her there. I sat down with her. Hey, I'm not your boss okay, today. I'm just going to give you a treat. I'm treating you for lunch, and we're just going to have lunch and we can talk. No barrier. If you want to talk about anything, just tell me about anything. She suddenly become like really flexible with the conversation. She goes, hey, yeah, you've been sick. Are you okay? Everything okay? That's the first thing I said, right? Oh, yeah, it's okay. Blah, blah, blah. First, she was shy about it. And then she finally opened up to me. Yeah, I have this problem at home, blah, 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 blah. I got to know her. I got to know her parents. I got to know her boyfriend. I got to know her, things. But of course, I have boundaries, right? And she opens up to me, right? And guess what? The next day, she shows up. She never called in sick anymore. So I'm trying to tell a story right now, which is a very real story, just to encourage, leaders or, bosses that have employees or staff or personnel connect yourself with another human because they're humans. They might have a lot of problems at home you don't know about. They're struggling with it. And, they don't know how to react, respond at work. And a lot of times this becomes a struggle for them in the background. And she thought that I was going to fire her. That's what she said to me. I thought after lunch that you took me for a treat, I thought the next day I was going to get a pink slip from you. And I go, no, I love you so much. You followed me around already. You took care of all my...
I say, Nicky, not many businesses do what you did. And let me ask you this: your book and even your expertise. Would you say the audience who's listening today, would you say this is more for small businesses or mid-sized businesses, corporations, or all of the above?
All of the above. Because size doesn't matter. It's the human that matter. People are matter most. Those are your assets. The size, I mean, people will follow you. People will follow you because the way you lead by example. Seriously. And
I love the way you handle that.
Her loyalty and my loyalty, because she allows me to be her, superior, to be her boss, I guess. It's just the trust is there. She trusts me. I trust her too. And she thought she was going to get fired. So to me, that was a win, a big win. I mean, is equally important winning a client, right? Equally important to win an employee, because
that's beautiful.
With you, not for you.
What you did with her, she will now take that experience someplace else, and it will now what you've done will impact someone else when she comes in, in when she faces. He said, that's beautiful. I love that. See, that's great.
So yeah, that's the story of Aggie. She's really a very good, very hardworking. And, I think she was one of the good assets, the big assets for us to have her. She's multitasker, hardworking. She will get your schedule done, your calendar's filled, and she'll always remind you, like, hey, you got a lunch appointment. Oh, you got this, you got this meeting, you got that, you got this. And I think to me, now we have iPhone to remind us, right? We have, what do you call it? Google Calendar to remind us. So those are your Aggies, right? But they don't talk to you. They just beep. I miss this human connection, right? The PA, the personal assistant connection, where they speak with you, and then she'll show up in the morning. It's like, hi, Miss Nicky, this is your rundown for the day, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Google Calendar will give you a rundown when you push it'll go beep, right?
Well, Nick, let me tell you this. I just wanted to thank you so very much for being here with me today. We're right at the end of the, actually of the spotlight, but I wanted to just ask you, but the future though, futuristic, is there anything you're thinking about doing differently in your business you'd like to share with us today?
I think all of us have to wear that hat of being a lifelong learner and have your eyes wide open and ears also to listen. I think listening is an important skill. One of the undermine or underestimate skill in any leadership skill. And then, of course, empathy and kindness, the emotional intelligence also play a role. Anything different? I think, like I said, the world is really changing right now. The business landscape is changing. There are certain things that's still the same. We just have to know where we touch on those as a leader, because our goal as a leader is to take care of the people and take care of ourselves first, obviously, but also aiming everything for long-term sustainability, success for yourself, for your life, and also for your organization. Just, keep learning and keep learning, keep learning. And I think that's where I'm at right now, evolving, because there's no better journey than keep evolving.
Absolutely. And as you said also, and and also and adaptation,
Adapt.
adapting.
Yes.
I agree. Nikki, thank you again. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. It's been really great just speaking about this. Thank you so much for the invite.